Never ever build your business around you. So, hey, movers, listen, I've done this. I know how it works. I know how it can come back and bite you in the butt. All of a sudden, you become the bottleneck of your own beautiful business, right? You become the slowdown. You become the traffic, right? You become the rush hour, right? Because you're in the way of your business expanding. You're in the way of your business growing and scaling. And it's not always by intent because you want your business to look good, feel good. You want your customers to say great things about you. And I get it, right? Because you got to compete with 101 other moving services in your city, and you've got to fight hard. Like you got to give everything you got. But you're thinking short term. So when you're thinking about your business, and this is for those who are serious about being in the business, not just a side hustle, but would like to see their brand go, nationwide, if not nationwide, multi cities, right? That's scale, right? And so I ran into this problem a lot in the beginning where the customers knew me. I was friends with customers after we would do business with them. And you don't want to be friends with your customers. Okay. Let me just stop there. Okay, guys. You don't want to be friends. And I don't mean you don't want to come off as, someone who's, unlikable. No, no. That's not what I'm saying. But you certainly don't want to leave in a situation where you're friends with your customers, because chances are you're going to do business with them again. They're going to tell others about you. So we don't want to be friends with our customers. We want our customers to become fans of our business. That way they'll talk about us, they'll defend us, they'll pay us what we ask for, right? They'll market us, right? Yeah, these guys, yeah, go check them out. These guys are awesome, right? And that's all we need. We don't need text messages after hours. We don't need anything like that. We don't need, let's hang out for the weekend. We don't need any of that, because again, that'll hold your business back, because it'll create it'll create like an environment of, whenever we do business and we do a good job, all of a sudden we become friends with customers. Like we gotta reach out to you, we gotta hang out with you. And you don't want to do that in business. That's not going to be good for your business, because what you don't want to do ultimately is what you don't want to do, and a lot of you do it. You don't want to build a brand around you. What do I mean by that? Okay, you don't want to become the brand, right? So I see a lot of movers. One of the things that drives me nuts when I'm coaching some of the movers, when you guys name the business after you. So it could be, I don't know, it could be JJ's Moving, it could be Larry's Moving and Delivery. And it drives me nuts, because how are we going to scale this, Larry? If you're the brand, if you're the name on the decal, how are we going to expand this, brother? This business is all about you. The customers call, they're looking for Larry. Like, we don't, that's one of my pet peeves. Never name the business, never put like your personal name or personal info in a business name. Never do that, because it's going to be hella hard to scale something like that. Hella hard. So, because the business brand is going to be all about you, it's going to be all about you, all about your name, all about everything. And so you don't want to do that, right? So when you pick a business name, choose a name that's scalable. Choose a name that's transitional. That name, a name that can become a national brand. That, my friend, is how you build a business. Choose a name that can become a national brand. Coca-Cola, if I'm not mistaken, the company's probably out of Atlanta. They don't call themselves Coca-Cola Atlanta or Atlanta Coca-Cola or just Atlanta. No, they don't do that. They gave themselves a name that could become a national brand, right? So also, do not put your cities. I get this a lot. Do not put your cities in your name. Do not put your cities on your website. Do not put your cities in your name. Do not put it on your website. Do not put it in your domain name. Because if you do that, all of a sudden you cut off anyone who's not in that geographical location. So if I'm here in Dallas and I go, hey, we're Dallas Movers, we're blank Movers Dallas, then anyone who's in Houston's never going to want to do business with us, right? Because we eliminated them by excluding them. So you never want to do that, right? Because that's going to hurt you when it comes to scale. So you don't want to put your name in the business. You don't want to put your personal information in the business. You don't want to cut off other locations. Even if you're only servicing that area, the impression is important. The impression is that we are a large company. And so I'll hit you with this last one, and then you can use this one to change your life and your business, right? So because we know impression is important, stop saying you're the owner. That's cute. You can tell your spouse, your girlfriend, the person you're dating that you're the owner. That's fine. But please don't tell that to the customers. No, you realize that you're at the top of the food chain. I did this, right? I've done this. So I know what I'm talking about. You're the top of the food chain. There's no one else to talk to that's higher than the owner. So in the business, right? So they talk to me. Oh my gosh. There was a time I was happy to say, yeah, I'm the owner. This is my baby. Yeah, I'm the owner. And then I found out real quick that customers leverage that against you. Oh, you're the owner. Oh, okay. Here's how the conversation went that day. Just want to show you how I did a $1,200 job one day and made $0. $0. $1,200 job. I still remember it. I'll never forget it. $0 in my pocket. In fact, the job cost me more than 1,200 because I still had to pay my crew. So, and this is a lesson for a lot of you. If you lose money on the job and your crew does a good job and things work out, you got to pay your crew. You got to pay your crew. I paid my crew out of my own pocket. And we were just starting out, and the guys went out and damaged like a washer dryer, like a few scratches on it. They did not wrap it. They were supposed to. They didn't get it done. And because they didn't wrap it, I could not like dispute whether or not it was legit or not, that we were responsible or not. That's why you have to have process. You have to have procedure on your job, so all that stuff's taken care of and you're protected. But it wasn't that way that day. And so what ended up happening was the job was billed at $1,200. Customer refused to pay. So I didn't make any money that day. I'll never forget that. And I still had to pay my guys because they actually went out and did the work. And I didn't want to lose my crew. So I ended up, I don't know, I probably spent an extra 300, lost 1,200, probably was a $1,500 loss that day. $1,500. And what happened, other than the guys not following procedure, is, and I know you guys are going, man, I wouldn't have paid those guys. Then who's going to do your job tomorrow? If you got a good crew, they make a mistake every now and then, you can fix that, right? And we never had that problem after that. So it was just a learning lesson. Unfortunately, it was a big learning lesson. It would have been nice if it was a 1-bedroom lesson, but it ended up being like a 4-bedroom lesson. But again, learn the hard way, but learn nevertheless. And I'm being transparent with you because I don't hold anything back. My students know that. By the way, if you need coaching or if you want to get my moving masterclass, learn everything I know about moving and building a beautiful moving business from, from customer acquisition, getting customers, converting them into customers, getting leads, converting them into customers, getting reviews, setting up your referral system, retaining your customers with retention, all that cute stuff. If you want to learn how to build your business and you're not sure how to do it, you need to move quickly because moving season is upon us. And if you want to learn how to charge more, make more, all that stuff's in there. Better at marketing, beat your competition, and including some of the things I talk about in these videos, then all you have to do is put the word CEO in the comments below and you can get access to the masterclass. It's not expensive. It's easy to do. Just put CEO down below. And so, but I lost money that day. And the reason I did, one of the big reasons, not just the way they perform, but one of the big reasons I found out that left us very vulnerable was that the customer knew the person they had been talking to on the phone, I was the owner. And because I was the owner, there was nowhere else to get to. So if they can call me and pick up the phone and talk to me or talk to you, they can leverage and negotiate right there. Right. And so the guy leveraged and negotiated. He was like, hey, man, you guys did a great job. They moved everything. I was excited. I was like, oh, these guys are killing it. They're doing a good job. You guys did a great job. You're doing everything right. You're getting everything down. And these guys been working hard. And I'm trying to remember the conversation. This probably like 10 years ago. These guys are working hard. They're doing a great job. And here's the funny thing. I remember this. You know why? Because my baby brother was one of the crew. And he was on the job. So I remember it clearly. And he was like, man, we wrapped it. We did this. And I was like, man, how can we prove it? We can't. That's the problem. So you almost have to take pictures when you before you I always tell guys, look, take pictures when you get there, take pictures after you wrap everything up and load it onto the truck, and then take pictures when you open the truck to unload, and then take pictures after everything's unloaded. Just in case. And so the customer knew that I was the owner. Hey, Sean, and started telling me all this good stuff, and then hit me with the bad stuff. It's probably happened to some of you. Let me know in the comments. And he was like, yeah, you guys did a great job, except for one thing, man. Our wash and dry, our brand new wash and dry, has got some scratches on it. I was like, oh, man. And he was like, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pay the balance until we can get this thing repaired. Man, I was new in business. I didn't know how to go about getting a brand new washer dryer repaired. I looked it up. The things were like, I think there was like a $3,000 combo together. I was like, oh gosh, it costs more than the job. And one time we broke a tabletop glass. We had no idea how heavy it was. That's why we stopped moving rich people. It's like, nah, we're not touching this. And this was years ago. I was like, oh, we're not moving another rich person. Anything over 3 bedrooms, we are not touching, right? Because it was just too hard on the crews. So we started doing 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. That was it. And but we broke a little small piece off the edge. We had no idea that that tabletop was probably 200 pounds, but boy, that was a bad day. And so, but I learned a lot. One of the guys got hurt. It was tough back in those days, man, and a lot easier today. So I share these stories so you guys can laugh, and so you don't have to go through. You can experience my pain. You don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to find out yourself. Like they say, you don't have to mess around, F around and find out. Just learn from me, and then you don't make that mistake. And so, and by the way, if you're a small crew and you're just starting out, I would encourage you to only do small jobs until you get better. That's just my advice. 1, 2 bedrooms max. Learn. Plus, you make more money in the 2 hours than you make in the hourly. I would stack small moves all day long because I'm making $150, $175 an hour when you only do minimum jobs. But that's a video for another day. So, and so this guy was like, hey, I was going to leave you guys a great review. He used that against us, leveraged it. And he said, I was going to leave you guys a great review. Let me know if this ever happened to you. He said, but I'm not going to be able to leave a 5-star, so I'm going to have to leave, something less. And he knew what he was doing. He was leveraging that. And there was nothing I could do because I could lose the 1,200 here, or I could let him leave a 1-star review and lose 12,000 because people are going to see the 1-star review and not call. So I was going to lose a ton of money. So we were like, hey, let's just call it even. You don't review and blah, blah, blah. And then that was it. So you can get out leveraged very, very quickly. Just be smart about it. But anyway, that's what happened. I just want to share that story with you. But never build the brand around you. Never, ever do that. Don't call yourself the owner. Call yourself from now on the regional manager. You're regional because it implies that you have a big company, right? That scales. You have a big scale company nationwide. And not only does it imply that, it implies that there are levels of leadership, like executive levels in place. And you're just a regional manager, right? And not just the regional manager, but you're a regional manager, right? And so that's a better look for your business. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. See you on the next video. Peace.